Hi everyone, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. Very grateful for your time. I'm Dr. Fadhil. I'm a researcher. I do qualitative research in well-being in education, and I do conduct some teaching. I conduct some modules in research and well-being for Kaplan Singapore. Besides that, I'm also an editor for a research journal. Today, what we are doing is we are having a discussion. It's not prescriptive. We cannot say that, oh, this is the solution, because I think the subject matter is very sensitive, delicate, and complex. Okay, so we look at flourishing and happiness, especially if we look at the word happiness. What does it mean? I think we even in school, at a very young age in primary school, are you happy? Yeah. So it's a very difficult question. But sometimes what people or what kids may be feeling is not really happiness. It may be joy. Joy is a short moment of very intense happiness. Let's say you get good results of an exam, or your children, they do very well, and then you get that short burst of happiness, or it may last 1 day, 2 days, and it's joy. These are some definitions. Happiness is more about over a long period, and in the science of well-being, happiness can also mean life satisfaction. By life satisfaction, for example, we have someone who is a lawyer, or we have someone who is a doctor or a pilot. That person may be happy with his work, his or her work, with the family. Of course, there will be challenges, but the person is able to overcome and is very satisfied with life. And the person has a vision or an aim, in 5 years' time, I'm going to do this, or in 3 years' time, I hope to do this, or I hope to save this amount of money. So in general, this particular person or family is very satisfied with life and can be described as being happy. Now, what about flourishing? So if we look at very simple at a spectrum, the worst or the furthest, the worst state is languishing. Languishing, the word languish means to suffer, to be not doing well at all, to be in a poor state of mental health. And then we have the middle, which is normal. Probably there are a lot of people in the middle, but are they really happy? They are not. So what we are trying to do is to get people to the other end, to flourish. So there are many definitions of flourishing. So we're going to discuss that. This is a field where it is reality. We are not trying to be delusional and say something very positive just to have a feel good for a couple of hours. It's not that. This is a concrete workshop with concrete steps. What are the steps that you can think about? What are the things you can think about? What are the steps you can take to try and flourish in your life? So 3 parts to this workshop: challenges we face in life, a reflection, and then how we can go about doing this. So the first thing that I think everyone must be aware is we have challenges in life. Life happens, right? Sometimes when I was doing my PhD, there are many students, really, really good, brilliant scholars. Sometimes they drop out. Sometimes they ask for a break. Because the simple reason is not because they stop being brilliant or being intelligent. The reason is life happens. Sometimes they have some issues with family, adjustment issues to a new location, financial. Even for me, I found that financially it wasn't easy, and my family was with me. So life happens. So there will be some situations in your life because of the environmental factors there. It can be a challenging thing. So I gave my PhD as an example because to do the PhD was a dream. And I was fortunate to receive a scholarship. So I'm very grateful. However, despite this, I wanted my family to be involved in this dream. And I brought them together with me to Australia. And in Australia, it was a wonderful time as a family, but we faced challenges with housing, with finance. So there are challenges even in good things. It wasn't smooth sailing all the way. We had to also be resilient. So what is resilience? I will explain slightly later. And what's perseverance? So there are a lot of terms. that's being thrown about. But what does it mean? How can we become resilient? So I think we just recovered from the pandemic, and it wasn't an easy period. People lost their jobs and mental fatigue. Uh, with change in jobs, retrenchment, and also different measures. There's aversion to certain jobs. For example, so yesterday I was talking to a friend. My friend, he's a very smart person. The good bit about him is he is extremely successful. He was the CEO of a cleaning company. It belongs to his family. And this cleaning company was doing very well. However, they sold off the company for certain reasons, I think. Um, and then now, he is feeling a little bit lost because he has been running the company for a long time. Now he wants to go into training and teaching. However, which is a good thing, right? He has a vision. So he took certain courses like ACLP, which is really good. However, he may be averse to technology. He's not very comfortable with technology. So this is a challenge. It is something good, but there is a challenge. So this is a challenge that he has to overcome. Now, as I've mentioned, he's a very intelligent guy. However, he has doubts. Why is he very averse or very apprehensive of technology, AI? He feels that he is not up for it. So I think this is self-doubt. The most interesting thing about AI is I think I recently presented at a symposium early this week, AI and education, and one of them said this. They said that AI was designed in a way where you don't even have to be a programmer or know coding to design a program. You can just use normal text. So they have designed it to be very simple. What I'm saying is this may help to clear some self-doubt. Maybe it just takes some learning, some bits of resilience to do it. And then we have a stigma in different forms of, different parts of society that I think men, for example, this is just an example. Men are supposed to be strong. You're supposed to be like super, like iron-willed and be able to solve everything. It's a stigma, I think, and then men sometimes cannot feel vulnerable. That's not true. Or women cannot feel vulnerable. Women normally will feel vulnerable, but I have seen single mothers. They raise very successful children all on their own. So I think this is a stigma because different people have different challenges. And stigma sometimes comes from normalizations, norms of society, which may not actually be that good. And then we have alienation. Now, what do I mean by alienation? There was once I taught a class or a research module for a class. This class is under the degree, or rather postgrad degree for special needs. So I'm not qualified to teach special needs. I'm not a special needs teacher. You need certain qualifications. However, I teach the research module in terms of their dissertation and so on. So one of the students, one of the best students in the class, she was a corporate lawyer. She was earning a lot. So out of curiosity, I asked her this. I said, you are doing really well. The dissertation is looking good. Can I ask why you are leaving the legal industry since, I assume you are earning quite well and it's quite a stable job, I think. And she said, it's not her passion. She found her passion in helping children. That's why she did that particular program. So the key word here is passion, and even people will doubt her. Hey, are you sure or not? Are you are you killing your profession? Things like that. But that's where you need perseverance to continue to persevere despite the doubters, despite the challenges to reach that goal. So we were looking at that doubt, right? Stigma, and then alienation. You feel alone. You feel separated from the job. You don't feel that you are. Let's say you have a police officer. He may not enjoy it. He may want to do counseling, for example, or he may want to do a certain forensics. In the police force, that's okay because it's such a large organization. Therefore, what's your calling? Uh, I always tell students, I get them to think, what's your calling? I will not know it. You may not know it now, but you've got to think about it. What's your calling? What is it that you really want to do? Oh, of course, you have to be realistic. We have to look at how things are. What are the factors driving the Singapore economy? We can't just say, oh, I'm passionate about coffee. I'm going to drop everything, open. I am passionate about coffee. I can't drop everything, take all my money, invest in a cafe. That's just very destructive. When we say that there's a calling, there's passion, it has to be pursued strategically. So we hope that in this workshop, I can suggest some strategies that will allow you to flourish. Hopefully, if not now, somewhere, in even yourself, your family, your children.